We got an update! Hey, my fellow ghost heads or my bust nuts, if you've been following me on this channel, we've been covering everything Ghostbusters Afterlife. This is Ghostbusters 3 coming out in 2020. We finally have full confirmation the trailer will be coming out December 9th, this Monday. But until then, we have a bunch of new photos to keep our appetites in check. What I'm going to be doing here for you guys is breaking down these photos, and also the article where these photos were released gave us a bunch more details about the movie. So be sure you guys are dropping a like down below because it's Ghostbusters time and everything is turning up for us. New photos, a new trailer. Oh man. Alright, so the first photo we're going to go ahead and talk about here is with handsome Paul Rudd himself. Now, if you don't know, Paul Rudd is going to play a teacher in this movie. With this article, we were finally given his name. His name is going to be Mr. Gruberson. That is such a funky name for a teacher, but very fitting for the Ghostbuster universe. If you look up to the left of this photo, it does have his name right there, Mr. Gruberson. But really, the money shot here, he's holding a Ghostbusters containment unit. This makes him an honorary Ghostbuster right there. Stuff that we've already known from his character is that even though he's not a Ghostbuster per se, he is a man who studies earthquakes, and that is his reasoning for coming to this small town because there have been some mysterious earthquakes happening. As a part-time gig though, he becomes a teacher for this school during the summer where he will be teaching our new 4 kid Ghostbusters. But the new details that we've been given now is that he was a kid that witnessed the events of the 1984 Ghostbuster movie with the giant Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. It's an event that really sticked with him, scarred him, and that has kept him interested into that world for the longest time. Along with that, the article also states that the world doesn't believe that actually happened, that they think the events of the 1984 Ghostbuster movie was a myth, that it was made up, that it never really occurred. Kind of crazy that you had a giant marshmallow man in Manhattan and now nobody believes it happened. Either way though, it's obvious though that these kids are going to confide in Paul Rudd's character after things go abrupt. They're like, we opened this thing up, a ghost came out. Help us, Mr. Gruberson. From there, we move on to the next photo that was released. Sort of a familiar shot because of the teaser when this movie was announced. We have Finn Wolfhard's character opening the barn where he will discover the Ecto-1. And we are also given with this article his character name. His name in this movie is going to be Trevor. And Finn Wolfhard is one of the main characters of this movie, along with McKenna Grace's character, who we now know her name to be Phoebe. This family moves into the small town. They have a barn that is filled with the Ghostbusters equipment, and this article basically hands it on a platter for us. They will discover their connection to the Ghostbusters and who their grandfather really was. So it's not even a theory anymore. These kids are related to a Ghostbuster. Our main guess is Egon, and that's how they'll pay tribute to him, but this article plainly states they will learn their connection to Ghostbusters and who their grandfather was. One thing I really want to take away from this photo though is appreciate the beautiful cinematography we have and how dark and gritty this feels, because no offense to the 2016 Ghostbuster, that movie felt like a Disney-fied version of Ghostbusters. It just was too colorful, too saturated, didn't really mesh well in the Ghostbusters universe if you ask me. This seems to be going back to that dark, grainy feeling that you had in the first 2 Ghostbuster movies. It also helped keep the tone very ominous. Other details here is it says that Trevor will be the one to fix up the Ecto-1, that he'll be tweaking it, getting it back to running condition. I assume that his family is probably a little too poor to afford a new car for Trevor, so once he finds this thing in the barn, his mom is like, well, if you can get it running, it's yours, and he gets it running from the set photos we've seen. And if that wasn't proof enough, we have the official release of the Ecto-1 in this open field, just doing donuts, Trevor behind the wheel. This is a beautiful freaking shot, man. We have never seen the Ecto-1 in this type of open environment. We usually see it in a New York setting, filled with traffic and other cars, but there's something really beautiful about this shot in the overhead. I can just see this being in the trailer as part of the montage with some lovely happy music over it. This has me as a Ghostbuster fan excited. And let's be honest, if we all got a chance to ride the Ecto-1, we'd be doing donuts too. And the last photo that we are given here that again gives us some more information to the plot of this movie, we have Phoebe's character played by McKenna Grace and Logan Kim, whose character wasn't named in this article. They're going to become friends in this movie after they move in together. So Logan Kim and McKenna Grace have this sort of friendship, which I think is going to be very cute. But right now in this photo, they are investigating an abandoned mine shaft in the town. So you put two and two together, mysterious earthquakes and these kids investigating a mine shaft. Something tells me that mine shaft is the portal to hell or something like that. Along with the article, they state while Trevor is going ahead and fixing up the car, McKenna Grace's character Phoebe is more interested in the Ghostbusters equipment. The article specifically stating that Phoebe's character will grab a PKE meter and probably a bunch of books of the Ghostbusters adventures that we missed out on, that we will most likely be updated on in this third movie, that will lead her to investigate the mine shaft and what the mysterious thing going on in this town is. But again, I just appreciate the look, the graininess, the realistic feel to this movie that reminds me a lot of the old Ghostbuster films. I'm so looking forward to it. These photos can hold me over until Monday till we get a final shot. I just can't wait to see what is in it. I want to see some special effects in this trailer to see how it compares to the cartoony Disney feel that the Ghostbusters 2016 had, because I want to see what a proton pack laser looks like, if it's going to look anything like the 2016 version or like the old version just modernized. I don't know. I really just am looking forward to this thing. But one thing I gotta say about the community right now, the Ghostbusters fan base has gotten a lot better since 2016. And I would know because I've made tons of mistakes in these updates. I've gotten a few facts wrong here and there, and you guys have been amazing with correcting me and giving me the right information and saying, oh, Chris, you messed up that. If this was 2016, I would be hunted down at my house and shot for saying something wrong. So I gotta say, the positivity going around with the Ghostbusters community makes me really proud to be a fan again. Let's not fall into that toxicness again and just celebrate this movie, man. I'm excited. Be sure to leave your thoughts down below. Also, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.